Hello students, this is Mrs. K. We're back again to talk about skimming. This is our second lesson about skimming. Now we were saying that when we're doing scanning, we're doing fast reading, looking for a particular piece of information. We want an answer to a question, but skimming is different. Skimming is looking it over to find out what kinds of things are in this book. Okay. So it might be that we do need to find a particular piece of information, but mostly we're just kind of looking to find out what this book is about or what this chapter is about, or, so that we can decide whether we want to read it, which bits we want to read, and how carefully we need to read that particular text. So it could be that you're at the library and you are looking for a book and your favorite books are about, I don't know, let's say that you really like BMX bike riding, and say maybe horses, and and maybe dogs, let's say. Okay, so these are things that interest you, and you really like novels that are, say, really funny. Maybe you like novels that are really, really funny. So when you go into the library and you're looking for a book to read, you might be looking for a novel that is all about BMXs, horses and dogs, and is going to be funny. Now, you might not find a novel that does all of that, but you've got to decide which one of these. You don't want to take home all of the books in the library. You can't take home all the books in the library. You can only take home a few. You want to make sure that you find one that's something that you're going to really enjoy reading. And so what you will do is you will do some skimming. Now, skimming might involve, first of all, just looking across the rows of books and finding ones that look right for you. I mean, first you'll want to kind of skim even to work out which part of the library to be in, and then to make sure that, the books here are roughly within, the books that, a 10-year-old you might enjoy reading. Okay? So that might be the first thing you do, and then you're going to look at, say, the titles of the books. Will the titles give you a clue? You might see some titles that are not things that you would like to be reading, and not things that people in your family generally think are okay books to read. So skimming is really useful that way, because without having to read all of the, some books are really not very great, are they? Some books have just got some unpleasant things in, and so you can read and find, oh yeah, that does not sound like a book that I would like at all, just by looking at the title sometimes. And then you might pull it off the shelf, and there might be books that you think that might be good, that might be good, that might be good, that might be good, and so you get a collection of, say, 4 books, and then you're going to say, which one of these do I think I'll read? Maybe you just check all of those out and you take them home. I don't know. Maybe once you're at home, then you start to look through them and decide which one to read first. How will you decide? Well, you might have a look at the back cover of the book, where there might be a bit of a blurb on the back cover. You might read that. You might open it up and look at the chapter headings. You might have a flick through and see if there's any pictures. Pictures can sometimes give you a good idea about a book, for instance. So that might be something that you do. What else could you do? Oh, you could even start to you could do a little, not really reading, but kind of like opening and just going, oh, read the first sentence of that paragraph. Yeah, okay. This might be the kind of book that I do like to read. So it doesn't just have to be about factual text. It can be just reading for interest. You use a lot of skimming as well to let you know which bits you'd like to read. Another example might be like a magazine. So say Creation magazine has arrived at your house, and you want to find out which articles you're going to read first, because it's so interesting, some amazing things in there. Which ones are interesting to you? And so you might, first of all, you have a look at the front cover, and there's a picture on the front cover, and there's a little half a sentence here, a few words there about all the different articles on the front cover, and I might even tell you what page to turn to. And then also inside there will be a list, an index of the articles in this magazine. You might just flick over the pages and see if you can see some pictures of something that would interest you. All of these things are skimming. So that's what skimming is. Skimming is something that helps us decide which bits to read more of. Okay, which things and which parts, also which books and which parts of which books to read more of. Doesn't always mean that we're trying to answer a question. Sometimes we're just working out which bits are interesting. Okay, alrighty. So the book that I've chosen to show you a little bit about skimming with, because today is the I do lesson where you get to watch me do the work and just kind of watch and think about what I do, so that when it's your turn to join in, you'll know what to do. So this book is called Our Planet Earth. It's the book that I've chosen. Now, I could have just gone to a library, gone along a whole shelf of books and said, oh, well, I'll use this one, or maybe that one, or which one will be interesting to us. That would be a kind of skimming, because I'd be looking at See this? I'd be looking at the spine here. And from the spine, I'd be saying, does that look like something I want? Because, you know, when the books are all stacked up on the shelf, all you can see is the spine. Oh, our planet Earth. That's interesting. Let's find out about our planet Earth. And so here I am reading the title, Our Planet Earth, and I pulled this book off the shelf. And now I open this book up. Our Planet Earth. I'm having a look here. It says Our Planet Earth, and it says it's by Answers in Genesis. Oh, I probably am on the right track. It's the kind of thing I like to have a look at. Okay, and then I get to the next page and have a look. What can we see? So I've copied some of these pages so you'll be able to see it more easily than if it's in the book. Okay, so I've seen this page, which is an index page. I'm just going to bring that closer. Here it is, and we can see Unit 1, Origins and Glaciers, and there's all different things about origins and glaciers. Unit 2, Rocks and Minerals. Yeah, I'm not really excited yet. No, this is very exciting to me at the moment. It's not the kind of thing I feel like reading today. Don't have any real need for that information right now. So I'm not going to read any of those. Let me have a look. Mountains and Movement. Unit 4, Water and Erosion. Mountains and Movement. Water and erosions. Well, mountains and movement, that sounds interesting because that sounds like a big rocks colliding and things like that. So let me see. It sounds a bit exciting, a bit interesting. So I'm going to have a look at what's in there. Let's see. There's plate tectonics. Oh yeah, I know a little bit about that. Okay, that's when plates of land are moving around. Mountains, types of mountains, earthquakes. Oh, earthquakes are interesting. Maybe I'll go to earthquakes. Detection and prediction of earthquakes. So that's pretty interesting. Yep. Volcanoes. Look at that. Volcanoes. Oh, now volcanoes. That is what I call an interesting topic. So I'm going to have a look at volcanoes. Now let me see. It says volcanoes are on page 94. Okay, page 94, and they are chapter 20. Actually, I'm going to do volcano types. I've decided I'm going to have a look at volcano types because page 24 will be volcanoes, but then I can see that just underneath that says volcano types. So let's have a quick look at page 24 in case it's exactly what I want. At chapter 24, volcanoes. Okay, so here I can see volcanoes. And I can see, oh, it's got stuff like, how does a volcano erupt, or why does it erupt? And then natural phenomena with moving tectonic plates, and that occurs alongside earthquakes, is the eruption of volcanoes. Okay. Yeah, but like, because I'm really interested in volcanoes, I've read stuff about them before, so I kind of know how it works. There's a bit of a picture here. See the picture, and we can see that's explaining how volcano, I know how a volcano works. Old news for me, not what I want to read today. So I've skimmed over this chapter and I've already said, yeah, it's just not that interesting to me right now because I do know how volcano works. But what I also saw when I looked at the index was volcano types. Volcano types. Well, I do know basically how a volcano works, but I didn't know that there were different types of volcanoes. That sounds really interesting. And so I'm going to come over here and see if I can find out about volcano types. We've got those pages printed out as well, and here we are, volcano types. Now we're on to something a bit more interesting to me. Okay, oh look, and here I can see different words to know. A shield volcano, a composite volcano, a cinder cone, a geothermal. Oh, these are interesting. Look at the challenge words, continental flood basalts. I don't even know what that means. So what if I try to find out, let me see, I might try to find out about a cinder cone volcano. Okay, because I had a look there and I can see that. So see, it's getting interesting now. I'm just skimming. I'm not going to read all this. Not right now. I might later on, but I'm reading for fun. And I just want to find the bit that I want to read and read that bit. So I'm going to go, oh, cinder cone volcano. Let me see what I can find. So turn over the page and I can see this. Pictures. Oh, pictures are so good because then you can see, okay, that's cinder cone volcano. Oh, okay. That's what a cinder cone volcano is. I might look at, that's what it looks like there. Let's have a look. The page before, at the bottom, I see there's a picture of a shield volcano. like it comes out all over by the look of that. That's a shield volcano. I'm wanting to read about the cinder cone volcano and understand it. And then there's one here they're calling a composite. Composite means kind of put together, both types together. So that's a composite volcano. So that's a bit interesting too. Okay, so now I'll read down, I'll find out a bit about cinder cones. Oh, look, you know what? I remember that we said you should look out for words that are highlighted or italicized, or you can look at pictures. Remember, we're doing all the different things we've been told to do. Here I am. I'm looking at the cinder cones. Cinder cones there. Cinder cones. You see how it's highlighted? And so, I know that's a good thing for me to look at because it's highlighted. Cinder cones are, let me see, formed when a volcano emits mostly ash, cinders, and bombs. There you go. See, I thought from the picture it was something else, but now I've read that bit. It's only the first sentence in that paragraph, but already I've learned a lot. Cinder cones are formed when a volcano emits mostly ashes, cinders, and bombs. Okay, so I'm not going to keep on reading now because I will do, but not while we're talking about it, because what we're talking about is skimming. We're not talking about when I get down deep and I start to really, really read in detail. That's a different part of the reading comprehension, isn't it? I've done the part that we're talking about. We're talking about skimming. So I've skimmed this book to find something that's of interest to me and something that I'd like to keep on reading about. Now, you might not like to keep on reading about that. If you had this book, you might choose a different part of the book to do a little bit of light reading when you feel like just having some fun and finding something interesting. Maybe you wouldn't choose this one at all. Maybe if you skimmed along your parents' bookshelves, if you skimmed along the books at the library, at the school, or at the library in town, you might choose something else. And that's what skimming's about. It's about being able to make good choices because you've used information that you can find by skimming. Okay, so what we can do next, next time you come by, you'll have a text in your hand and you're going to kind of watch along and help me to do some information text skimming so that you're going to be super good at this, ready for when you want to do it by yourself. Okay, thanks everybody. Bye-bye.